We began by crafting the script. Working with Art A. Iris from Kingstone Comics and writer Ryan Ramsey, we developed a 42-scene screenplay that stayed true to the Bible while allowing room for cinematic expansion. Once the script was locked, we organized the entire production process inside Figma, while a shared Google Sheet tracked the status of each scene from start to finish. In parallel, we dove into historical research. We studied what Nineveh and Joppa looked like in the 8th century BC, focusing on architecture, clothing, materials, and color palettes. This research grounded the film in real-world detail, even as we simplified some elements for visual consistency. From there, we began developing our characters. Each main character was designed based on historical accuracy, with consistent multi-angle reference images and prompts stored for future use in generation and training. We then entered the visual testing phase, experimenting with different tools and prompt styles. After a lot of trial and error, we settled on Imagine for stills and Kling for motion, supported by Midjourney and VO3 for style development and specific shots. This defined the film's aesthetic. With the visual language locked in, we created the full shot list using Gemini. Uploading the final script gave us a detailed breakdown of 42 scenes and 291 shots. Next, we trained a custom GPT model, Jonah GPT, on the script, characters, locations, and prompt style. This allowed us to quickly generate production-ready prompts that stayed true to our visual tone. Then we began generating images. For each shot, we produced between 5 and 20 options using Imagine plus B-roll. This gave us a large pool to curate from while keeping things consistent. Once we had enough material, we moved on to image curation. We selected the strongest frames, those that best carried the story, and placed them into Figma, adding dialogue and preparing them for the next steps. At that point, we started in painting. Even with locked prompts, around 70% of the images needed fixes, whether it was visual glitches, broken anatomy, or outfit details. We used Photoshop, Canva, FreePic, and Context to clean everything up. After cleanup, we upscaled the images using Topaz and Magnific. Each shot was evaluated individually to preserve detail, texture, and sharpness across the film. With final frames in place, we animated each shot using Kling, starting with version 2.0 and switching to 2.1 as soon as it launched. Every animation was reviewed in sequence to ensure continuity. We adjusted camera movement, timing, and transitions to sync with the dialogue and pacing of the scene. Just as important was applying cinematic principles, like the 180 rule, to preserve spatial relationships and help the story flow naturally. It wasn't just about animating frames, but about building a sequence that felt like true cinema. Each animation was synced to dialogue and action to create cinematic flow across the sequence. As we progressed, we constantly checked for consistency. Faces, outfits, proportions. It was a challenge without a dedicated coordinator, and we learned that consistency at this scale really needs its own role. Meanwhile, we worked with actor Toby Ricketts to record all the character performances. His video helped drive lip sync, and his audio served as the base for voice transformation. Using 11 Labs, we created a distinct voice for each character, preserving Toby's original tone and emotion while giving each role a unique sound.
And as well they should be. Maybe Asher or the gods are speaking to us.
Once animation was locked, we moved on to lip sync. We used a mix of Runway Act 1 and HeyGen, sometimes mapping Toby's original video, sometimes using a custom avatar with his voice. At the same time, composer Andres Galindo Arteaga began scoring the film. Starting at the animatic stage, he shaped the film's rhythm with music, refining cues as the cut evolved, ultimately creating a score that carried the emotional weight of the story. Finally, sound design was led by Zakhar Semirkhanov, who built the entire audio environment and handled the final mix. His sound design gave the world texture and grounded every scene. Editing was the thread that tied it all together. It ran alongside the entire production. As new shots came in, we edited in real time, spotting weak transitions, broken poses, or moments that needed to be redone. The film came together, or didn't, right there on the timeline.